Hello everyone, Sara Bierman here, Business Agility Coach for AgileDad, and it's time for today's episode of the Daily Stand-Up. Let's get started. This week I'm continuing a series about living agile. Last week I shared how I have broken down goals or challenges with the scientific and agile methods. Sometimes the idea of changing things can be stressful, even when it's working towards positives. Today I'm discussing how you can embrace change with a growth mindset and even leverage the value of being uncomfortable. When I was a kid, I moved a lot. I think I've lived in at least 20 different homes. I ended up going to 4 different elementary schools, not including preschool. While it wasn't easy at the time, looking back, I think it set me up for being open to change. It taught me to be comfortable meeting new people and talking to anyone. I didn't realize it, but I grew to be comfortable being uncomfortable. It may not seem like it, but I am a very introverted person. I would prefer to be at home writing alone for hours than interacting with people. It was always a goal to find a job I could do at home so I could avoid the exhausting aspects of being around others. Although I have learned how to be sociable, present to large groups of people, and share some very personal aspects of myself, I do require a lot of time alone to recharge so I can continue giving my energy. Again, this is essential to your success. You must be aware of your needs and not expect anyone else to provide them. There are not a lot of constants in life, but one is change. I feel like I learned this at a very young age and had little issue moving forward and not holding on to the past. A big part of living agile is not waiting for the perfect time, plan, or situation. Life is what happens when you're busy making plans is not just one of my favorite Beatles lyrics, but also very wise words. I have found that all the times I tried to plan too far into the future, I only set myself up for suffering because there are too many things outside of my control. Part of being successful is letting go of the things you cannot control, such as other people's perceptions of you. I wasn't raised with a strong faith, learning to surrender to a higher power, but as I have grown up, I have always had a strong spiritual belief that I am part of something greater than myself. That belief has helped me get over my desire to control the uncontrollable. I have also learned that you can only really grow and improve when you are outside your comfort zone. Recently, I drew a picture of this concept to help my 12-year-old realize she is going to have to do things that she may be afraid of to grow. Luckily, it's part of the curriculum in schools now to teach children about a growth mindset. If you are not familiar with the idea of a limited versus growth mindset, I highly recommend reading more about it. But these are the basics. A limited mindset keeps you from doing things that challenge you and help you grow. When you think you can only do what you've done before, the scope of your life cannot increase. You look at mistakes or failures as the end of the world versus an opportunity to try again. Mindset is one of those things you cannot teach. It is a personal choice to change how you respond to life, and all of your actions stem from your feelings about it. For example, if you feel a situation will never improve, how will you ever make changes needed to improve it? You will find yourself in a cycle of doing the same things but expecting different results, which will lead to insanity. But if you have a growth mindset, each experience, even the bad ones, will become a lesson and will teach you how to adapt and adjust accordingly. I'm not suggesting that you radically change your life. Actually, I would highly recommend you don't. Instead, you need to find small changes you can make that are sustainable and make time to analyze if those changes are moving you towards your goals. Keep the things that are working and let go of the things that are not. If it sounds simple, it is, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. I've had a lot of guides, teachers, and mentors in life help me determine what changes I needed to make and learn from my mistakes. Of course, some things take more than one experience to teach us, and you need to let go of that fear in making the same mistakes again and again. If you want to grow, you will make the same mistakes over and over. But eventually recognize which behaviors or relationships are not supporting you to be your best, and be courageous to leave them behind. Give yourself the grace to fail. Pick yourself up, try something new, keep learning from what you experienced, and create healthy boundaries. Anyone that ever accomplished something amazing had to fail numerous times before they were successful. Focus on staying positive, surrounding yourself with others that give you genuine support. Believe you can change for the better. It starts with your feelings, your thoughts, and your inner dialogue. As a recap, the only constant in life is change. Go with the flow and resist the urge to control the things outside of your control. It will only lead to suffering. Lean into your weaknesses and fears. Use them as motivation to improve your experience and knowledge to better prepare yourself for whatever may happen. Recognize that all of your actions begin with your feelings. Your internal dialogue, whether it be positive or negative, will impact your behaviors. To help you find your own path through change, I suggest asking yourself these questions and journaling about them. What is one thing you were afraid of changing in your life? What is the worst thing that could happen if you failed at it? It's usually not as bad as your mind makes it out to be. Are you limiting yourself with your feelings or thoughts? If you could do anything you wanted without feeling judged, what would it be? What is one of your weaknesses that you can lean into? Who can you ask for help with this? What training or education could you give yourself to strengthen it? Happy Wednesday. I hope my journey with learning to embrace change inspires you to make small changes in your life. No matter what changes you decide to make this week, remember to stay focused, keep it simple, and you will be successful.